They laughed at him. A mechanic, covered in grease with hands rough from fixing what others broke. To the soldiers, he was just the guy who tightened bolts and patched leaks. "Stay in the garage, old man," they sneered. "Leave the battlefield to real soldiers." But one day, on a field no one could control, the truth came roaring alive. Before we begin, tell us, from where are you watching this story? We'd love to hear you in the comments. His name was Thomas Riley, a mechanic who spent years repairing tanks, trucks, and armored beasts that rolled across the battlefield. He knew every sound of an engine, every groan of steel, every secret that metal tried to hide. But to the young recruits, he was nothing but a wrench holder, a man unworthy of respect. At the barracks, they mocked him. At drills, they smirked when he walked past, his uniform smudged with oil stains. He never fired a shot in combat, they thought. So how could he ever understand what it meant to be a soldier? Then came the day of the field test. The unit had gathered to showcase their tank maneuvers before the commander. One after another, soldiers climbed into the steel monsters, grinding gears, fumbling controls, stalling under pressure. Laughter echoed when one tank nearly toppled into a ditch. And through it all, Thomas stood at the sidelines, silent, watching, until the commander's voice cut the air. "If you think you can do better, Riley, step forward." The recruits burst into laughter. The mechanic driving a tank? It was entertainment, nothing more. Thomas didn't answer with words. He climbed into the cockpit, hands steady, eyes focused. The engine roared as if it recognized its true master. With precision, he maneuvered the tank across terrain the others had struggled with. Sharp turns, smooth transitions, every gear shift perfect. Then came the impossible challenge. A steep ridge no one had crossed that morning. Whispers spread. "He's going to stall. He'll roll it." But Thomas pushed forward. Steel clanked, treads tore into the dirt, and against all doubt the tank climbed, balanced, and conquered. The field exploded in silence. No laughter, no smirks, only jaws hanging open. The commander stood tall, voice thundering. "Better than any soldier I've seen." And then he did something no one expected. He saluted the mechanic. The same recruits who mocked him now followed, saluting in shame and respect. The man they once dismissed as a grease-stained nobody had just proven he could tame steel better than trained warriors. From that day on, Thomas wasn't just the mechanic. He became the soul of the unit, the man everyone turned to for guidance, not just for machines but for resilience. Because what he showed that day was clear. You don't need to carry a rifle to carry honor. Sometimes respect isn't worn on your sleeve. It's earned in silence and proven in fire. And so the whispers changed. No longer just a mechanic. He was the man who drove the beast better than any soldier. A reminder that true skill, true courage, often hides in the shadows until the world dares it to rise. If this story touched you, share your thoughts below. And subscribe for more powerful stories of sacrifice, honor, and the unbreakable human spirit.